Units of the Syrian Arab Army in cooperation with local residents foil an Israeli-backed terrorist infiltration in Sheikh al-Mountain. Iraqi army target terrorist dens north of Baghdad and destroy a factory full of explosive east of al-Ramadi. Saudi airstrikes continue against Yemeni citizens and towns, claiming more lives and destroying civilian infrastructure. Good afternoon. In cooperation with the people of Hadar village, the Syrian Arab Army units has foiled the plot of the Israeli enemy's mercenaries and defeated them in Al-Sheikh mountain and the surroundings of Hadar village in Quneitira countryside. The army also thwarted the armed group's attempts to infiltrate into the village. In this way, all the terrorists' dreams to establish a buffer zone at the bottom of Al-Sheikh mountain and the strategic eastern hills of Al-Hadar village and Al-Ba'al city have thus been shuttered thanks to the strikes of the Syrian Arab Army and the People's Committees. In Daraa suburb, the Syrian Arab Army has also combed the villages and hills surrounding Al-Tha'la airport, eliminating large numbers of terrorists, including Hatem Ibrahim Rashid, the person in charge of the so-called Salah al-Furqan brigades. The Syrian Arab Army has intercepted the armed group's attempts to advance from Tel el-Sheikh Hussein in the south in the direction of Al-Tha'la airport, inflicting on them heavy losses in men and material. A Syrian Arab Army unit has eliminated a number of terrorists who were trying to attack military checkpoints in Zahiya mountain and Ku' al-Hatab in Latakia countryside. In Idlib suburb, heavy losses have been inflicted on the armed men who tried to infiltrate into Tel el-Sahan, Jannat al-Qura and the sugar factory in Quneitira suburb. Several terrorists have been killed or wounded in the vicinity of Tel al-Krum, Jabba and Jabat al-Khashab, as well as in Tel al-Tiha and Mashara. Frustrated for having failed to realize their goal in entering Al-Khalidiyya and Al-Rashidi neighborhoods and Al-Nil Street in Aleppo, the terrorists resorted to lies, falsely alleging the places have come under their control. However, the news center camera was there together with the inhabitants of those neighborhoods to refute such allegations in scenes that bear witness to the Syrians' cohesion and united stand behind their brave army. The governor of Aleppo, Dr. Muhammad Marwan Ullabi, said the flow of falsifications released by certain media outlets will have no impact on the people of Aleppo and will not undermine their steadfastness and strong resolve. He affirmed that life is normal in the city's streets and markets and all services continue to be completely available to meet citizens' needs. In Iraq, the Defense Ministry denied news circulated by news media about shooting down an Iraqi warplane during a combat mission. Meanwhile, 12 terrorists were killed and dozens injured by army attacks. 5 explosive devices were dismantled during a quick operation in Al-Hura area in Al-Tarmiya region, north of Baghdad. Iraqi warplanes destroyed a factory full of booby-trapped tires east of Al-Ramadi. Saudi airstrikes continued against the capital Sana'a and Naqim mountain east of the capital, leaving dozens of civilians killed or wounded. The capital Sana'a also witnessed a series of attacks which targeted a mosque and a building, killing 31 citizens and injuring scores. ISIL has claimed responsibility for these bloody attacks. As part of the Israeli persistent aggressive policy against Islamic and Christian sanctities, Israeli settlers have set fire to the Bread and Fish Church of Tiberias Lake shores and wrote racist mottos on its external walls. The fire burnt down the prayers and reception halls, causing huge damage to the church, which is located between Tabareya city and Capernaum. Ladies and gentlemen, with this reached the end of our news. Thank you for watching and Ramadan Kareem. Now to latest business and market news with Syrian, but after a short break.
Good afternoon. The Central Bank of Syria has set the exchange rate of the US dollar against the Syrian pound at 276.35 for the banks and 276.37 for the exchange companies. The Central Bank has also set the exchange rate of the US dollar against the Syrian pound for transfers at 275. The euro exchange rate against the Syrian pound was set at 311.6 for the banks and 311.9 for the exchange companies. Damascus Chamber of Commerce announced launching a shopping festival during Ramadan and Eid al-Fitr in cooperation with the Ministry of Religious Endowments starting from next Saturday in Kia Suleymaniya in Damascus. A member of the Commerce Chamber said that this festival will be held in participation of dozens of national companies to supply citizens with basic needs at affordable prices during Ramadan. He also pointed out that the organized committee has agreed with the participants to provide 20 to 50% discounts. Oil prices rose today as a weaker dollar made fuel cheaper for holders of other currencies and on hopes of a last-minute breakthrough that could keep Greece in the Eurozone and help avoid a shock to European economic growth. European stocks fell as the region's finance ministers prepared to meet amid growing tension over reaching an accord for decade. Japan's Nikkei share average slid to a one-month low today, dipping below the 20,000 mark for the first time since mid-May. Gold extended gains today as the dollar came under pressure after the Federal Reserve hinted it may hike U.S. rates later than market expectations and cut economic growth forecasts. The yen strengthened today after the U.S. Federal Reserve signaled it will hike interest rates at a slower pace than expected. With this, we conclude our economic news for today. Thank you for watching and goodbye.